ते मे युक्ता तमो मतः एत्वक्षरमनिर्द्वेषम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्तं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियं ग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूताहिते रताः क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते हेतु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यासमत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धत मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरपात मय्यावेशितचेतसां मय्येव मन आदस्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवशिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशय अत चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासप्तो समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्मा परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्यसि अतैदप्यक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रित सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं तथा कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यास ज्ञानात् ज्ञानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागः शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वैष्ट सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरङ्कार समदुःख सुखक्षमै संतुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चय मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर् यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रिया यस्मान्नो द्वितते लोको न द्वितते चः हर्षमर्ष भयद्वेगर् मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रिया अनपेक्षस्तुतिर्दक्ष उदासीन गतव्यय सर्वारंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रिया यो न हृष्टसि न द्वेष्टि न शोषयति न काञ्चति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः स मे प्रियः समशत्रे च मित्रे च तथा मानोपमानयो स्नीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्य निंदा स्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेन स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः हेतु धर्मार्थमिदं यतोपेक्त पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परं भक्तस्तेत्व मे प्रियः। हरे कृष्णा वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Thank you so much for everybody for joining. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is Niharika from Bloomington.
Hare Krishna Niharika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Rasi.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much Mataji for joining. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika, Agavashi Shor Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas, Phanesvari Laxmi mataji from San Diego.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Laxmi mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nice to see you and nice to hear from you today, Mataji. Very, very happy to hear from you on this auspicious Bhishma Panchak time. Thank you, Mataji, for your sweet association. Is there anybody?
Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Mataji. Very happy to see both of you. This is Preeti Vilasni Devidasi from California.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prithvi Laxmi mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your sweet association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled devotees. This is Anuradha Devidasi from Dallas, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Anuradha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, and thank you, Phanesvari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Parima from Philadelphia. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Parima Mataji. Nice to hear your voice. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves before we start the recording? Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Phanesvari Laxmi mataji to enlighten us on the topic of Lord Chaitanya, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 9. Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Laxmi mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your valuable time and association this morning. And we are very, very fortunate to have you on the call. And you are mother of all of us, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari bol.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you so much. I don't know if I should say thank you for this opportunity because I'm kind of overwhelmed, but I guess it is a thank you. But let's start with the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapatakamadam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Radita Shri Visakarmitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kata Radha Kanta Namostute Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kam Karoti Vachalam Mangam Mangayate Girim Yatkapatam Aham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamatmam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat Jai. Hare Krishna, everybody. So let me share my screen. Okay, hopefully I know what I'm doing here. Let's see. Share this. No. Why is this not open? Hold on, please.
Because you are not co-host, Mataji.
Okay. Well, I'm still trying to find mine. Let me see if I can.
You got the co-host.
Okay, this is up. Okay, so let's go back to Zoom. And okay, now how do I?
Keep your PowerPoint open. First, you open up your PowerPoint.
Yeah, I was trying. Okay. Share screen. Okay.
Yeah, now it would show up.
Okay, there we go. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, so let me see if I can present this. Okay, how's that?
Perfect.
Let me move this. Okay. So, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 9, the opulences of Krishna. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had told Hari Parashad Prabhu that I was afraid of teachings of Lord Chaitanya because it was so advanced. And then, so Krishna actually dropped it in my lap by the grace of Prithvi Laxmi mataji, Kirtida Sundari. So Krishna has a tendency of doing this, giving you something that you're afraid of, maybe to test your mettle, to, make you think more and advance, with some difficulty, but advance nonetheless. So let's get started. So teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So as we remember, this is the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. And he, the past couple of speakers are very well-read speakers, all gave us wonderful descriptions of both the material and spiritual world, and what are all the incarnations, the avatars, etc. So this chapter is talking about the opulences of Krishna. So now this how do I get rid of it? You guys don't see my bars and stuff, right? You guys can read the screen, right?
We can see Mataji PPT. And
Okay, as long as you can see. So the qualifications required for spiritual knowledge. So, as I opened up this chapter, of course, as I said, I was very afraid. But then this is what was the beginning of the chapter. So Krishna, I said, again, he's very merciful. Of course, Srila Prabhupada also, but Krishna is very merciful. So to give me a little bit of confidence here. So this is what it says. Although a conditioned soul may be fallen to the lowest position, such a lowly state will not prevent him from advancing in the spiritual science, provided he is innocent. So, I'm hoping I'm innocent. I'm hoping I'm in that, even though I'm in a very low level as far as knowledge goes, hoping that this innocence that we have, or this lack of knowledge, will this require this humility that we would, please give us this knowledge, will make us candidates for this knowledge. And because Sanatana Goswami was a sincere soul, Lord Chaitanya showed him special favor by granting him a wealth of spiritual information. So many of us have heard many stories of Krishna. We know all stories of Krishna. We heard, Prahlad Charitra, we heard Dhruva Charitra, but have we really received this spiritual science? So this is the important thing, because what Lord Chaitanya is giving Sanatana Goswami, and by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, what we are getting is spiritual science. And what is the importance of the spiritual science? Many of these stories can start our faith, these stories of Prahlad and Dhruva and Ajamila. They kindle a desire for knowing Krishna. We get curious. It sparks our faith. But in order for that faith to be firm, in order to be based on a firm foundation, we need to understand the spiritual science. So that is what Srila Prabhupada has given us, and especially in this day and age, because we're all enamored by science. Everything has to be proven by science. Many of our Vedic scriptures already speak of so many things, like about turmeric and about neem and this, but many of us did not believe that when we were young. Oh, that's all, that's not really true. It has to be proven by science. Now the Western society, Western science has proven it. We've come all of a sudden, now we realize. So with that knowing, understanding that this is what we need in order to create a firm foundation, understanding that science is something that people go to in this day and age, Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us this spiritual science for our benefit in order for us to have that firm foundation. So let's start with this. So I basically what I did was I went through the chapter and outlined it, trying to get some handle of some understanding of what exactly is presented. So this is actually speaking about the Vaikuntha planets, speaking about the spiritual world and the material world, certain aspects of the material world, but mainly about the spiritual world we're talking about. So the Vaikuntha planets, versus Vaikuntha means a place with no fear, and it is eternal and without any lamentation, the meaning of Vaikuntha. The Vaikuntha planets lie in the corner of the spiritual sky, also known as the Brahmajyoti. The Vaikuntha planets, the spiritual planets, there is no limit to their dimension. And although Srila Prabhupada says there are thousands and billions of miles, he's just giving us a number in order to give us some idea of the immenseness. but there is no end. They are immeasurable and innumerable, but think in billions, think in trillions, and whatever comes after that, quadrillions, I don't know, but it's just immense, innumerable, and immeasurable. Okay, and each of those residents, each of the residents in those spiritual planets, in those Vaikuntha planets, are full in the six opulence, right? Beauty, knowledge, wealth. I'm going to pick on somebody, okay, guys? When I get stuck, I'm going to say, I need a lifeline, or I'm going to call a friend. So beauty, knowledge, wealth, renunciation, fame, and one more. What am I thinking of? What did I miss?
Detachment.
I said renunciation. There's one more.
Which are the ones that you said? Sorry.
Wealth, Mataji, wealth.
I think I said wealth. Did I say strength?
Beauty, wealth, fame.
Strength, Mataji.
Power.
Yeah, strength. So, are you guys paying attention? Do I have to take attendance here? You guys, if you guys are my lifeline, I need you to be there. Okay. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, I always get mixed up with when I'm starting listing off things. I always forget one. But okay, so all of the inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planets are full of these opulences, of all the six opulences. Okay. And in each planet, okay, so this was something that was interesting to me. In each planet, an expansion of Krishna has his eternal abode. So each of those Vaikuntha planets. So this is something that is inconceivable. So the Vaikuntha planets, more things. So it is described that the Vaikuntha planets are like the spiritual world is like a lotus. All the Vaikuntha planets are like the petals of a lotus flower. And the principal part of the lotus, the center of all the Vaikunthas, is called Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavana, his original eternal abode. So the power of the flower is in the center. So everything is concentrated. It's concentrated in the center, meaning all of the rasas are fully present there. And sometimes mixed. So you'll have Shanta rasa, but it's also mixed with Sakya. So Balaram is in there. Balaram is present as all of the paraphernalia in Shanta rasa, okay? And also Dasya rasa a little, because it's servitorship. So there's a mix, but everything is concentrated in Goloka Vrindavana. Now, okay, so according to Brahma Samhita, the Vaikuntha planets are below the planet known as Goloka Vrindavana. There's no trace of the modes of material nature, and not only demigods, but even Ananta, the incarnation of the Lord's strength, cannot understand the vastness of the Vaikuntha planets. So looking at this lotus flower, so we see these layers of petals. Now, I was racking my brain trying to understand. And we'll see a story of somebody else who was also racking his brain trying to understand. So I'm in good company as one who's trying to rack his brain, trying to figure things out. Can you wrap your mind around the opulence, around the expansion, around the glories of Krishna's creation? Impossible, right? So as we see in the Goloka chart, so we have these two, there's this one, and then there's this picture. So this picture on the left, these are the lower petals. Now, this is how I understood the lower petals of that lotus flower. So closer to the water are these Vaikuntha planets, which are all arranged on the lotus flower, the petals, yet each one of them, if you see there's this a picture of a lotus flower way down the left-hand bottom corner, each one of this in and of itself is a lotus flower. And it was saying before that in each one of these Vaikuntha planets, his eternal abode is also present. So that is something, like I said, inconceivable. And this is Goloka Vrindavan, which is so we have to think of this, and this is my understanding from the chapter, have to understand this as one layer upon one layer, like this, how they come down. That is how I understood these planets. And if you see, let me see. Okay, so that is how these planets are arranged. Let's go on to see what else. Okay, now, in order for us to understand the immenseness of these Vaikuntha planets, immenseness or the opulences of Lord Krishna, we can, think back to the Brahma Vimohana Lila. And so, of course, everybody knows Brahma steals the calves, cows, and all the cowherd boys, hides them away, comes back, and he sees that all the cowherd boys, that the stolen cowherd boys, the cows and the calves, as well as all the paraphernalia, the flutes, the horns that they were using, everything had been again appeared by Krishna's Vaikuntha potency, by this potency. So his Vaikuntha potency, we're talking about the opulences, right? So these opulences of Krishna, this immeasurable potency for him to manifest all of these millions. It says millions and billions. So not just those, he's kept seeing these cowherd boys. And then as he was watching, they all became four-handed Vishnu. So here we see all the cowherd boys down here. And Lord Brahma sees all of the Vishnus, all of these four-handed Vishnus also have so these have incarnated. So Krishna's Vaikuntha potency is his potency as those Vishnus has incarnated, has manifested, has manifested as those cowherd boys, cows, calves. And then he also saw innumerable Brahmas offering obeisances to the Lord. And they were emanating from Krishna's body, and then they were re-entering. So, and he was completely bewildered by this sight. So as I said, I'm in good company because I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to explain this? Well, Brahma himself could not understand this. And so and even though he didn't understand it, he realized, there's a verse in here that I wanted to chant actually. He says, Krishna is the master of all demigods, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the expansion of Vishnu within this universe. Therefore, no one is equal to or greater than him, and he is full in 6 opulences. All the demigods engaged in the administration of each universe offer their respectful obeisances unto him. Indeed, the helmets on their heads are beautiful because they are decorated with the imprints of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So, as you can see, everyone, although Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu, the 3 Purushavataras, are masters in each and every universe, they too are servants of the Supreme Lord. So this is the immense power of the Supreme Lord, right? Who is in the form of, in Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, it's Tribhanga form, right? The 3-curved form of Syamasundara. Now, Krishna's potencies, to speak more about Krishna's potencies, they are inconceivable. It says, potency of Krishna's Vrindavan on this planet is also limitless. So that's another point, that even the Vrindavan on Bhoma Vrindavan is limitless. And although we only see it as so many crores, so many miles, it is also limitless. And all the Vaikuntha planets also exist there in Bhoma Vrindavan. And so the conclusion, the potency and the opulences of Krishna are unlimited. Krishna is the master of all the demigods, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, all the Purushavataras, and they are but his partial plenary expansions. So as we see, and as Priti Virajni so nicely explained to us about the Gunavataras, the Purushavataras, and everything, he is the master of all of those, right? A 16-year-old boy. That is it. Now, another thing that was explained in this verse by Caitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna lives in 3 transcendental places: Goloka Vrindavanam, Mathura, and Dwarka. So in Goloka, he is there. He's there with his most confidential residents, his parents, his cowherd friends, the gopis, and he bestows his mercy upon them. And Yoga Maya acts as his maidservant in the Rasa Leela. She's not present there as Yoga Maya, the energy she acts as a maidservant in the Rasa Leela. And here, Lord enjoys his transcendental bliss in multiple forms, right? With his relationships, with his relationships with his parents, his relationships with his cowherd friends, the relationships with his gopis. And all the opulences of Vaikuntha are fully displayed here. Okay, and Mathura and Dwarka, all are full of the opulences, and Krishna is master of all of them. So here he's there in his Aishwarya Bhav, in his, not his cowherd boy, but in more of his Aishwarya form with all the opulences. Now, all the opulences are still present also in Vrindavan, in Goloka Vrindavan. But they're not as apparent, or not as, there is not that mood of awe and reverence to that extent. There's more of a, the Sakya, Dasya, Sakya, Madhurya, Vatsalya, Prema there. And then, okay, so in order to explain to Sanatana Goswami, or to give him some kind of an idea of the one quarter potency. So the spiritual world comprises 3/4 of Sri Krishna's creative potencies, and the material world only 1/4. So in order to convey to Sanatana Goswami the extent of that 1/4, right, that smaller portion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu narrates to him the story of when Brahma comes to visit Lord Krishna in Dwarka. So Lord Brahma comes to Dwarka to visit Lord Krishna, and he tells the gatekeepers there that, can you tell Lord Krishna that Brahma is here? So the doorkeeper said yes. Okay, so they go into see Lord. They said, Lord Brahma is here. So then Lord Krishna sends them out and says, ask them, inquire which Brahma is here. So the doorkeeper comes back and says, which Brahma is here? And he said, tell him the father of the 4 Kumaras and the ruler and the Brahma with the 4 heads is here. The 4-headed Brahma is here. And so, Lord Brahma is just very confused. Like, what kind of question is that? Why is he asking me I'm Brahma? What do you mean, which Brahma? I'm Brahma. and then the gatekeeper goes in, tells the Lord, and then Lord Brahma is brought in. And Lord Brahma says, and Krishna says, what are you here for? And he goes, I'll tell you, but first, can you tell me why you ask which Brahma is here? And then so so Krishna says, 1 second. Then he requests all the Brahmas to appear. And so all these Brahmas appear, millions and millions of Brahmas, some with 4 heads, some with 100 heads, some with thousands of heads, some with millions of heads. All these Brahmas appear. And Brahma of this universe, of our universe with the 4 heads, feels like a mosquito in the midst of the elephants. So you can imagine a mosquito, and you can imagine an elephant. And not just one elephant, right? Little mosquito and all these elephants. So he is completely overwhelmed. And he's also a little bit, humbled, right? And he's like, and then as and each one of the Brahmas are asking the Lord, you have called us, why have you come? Why have you come? And they're all offering obeisances to the Lord. And as they're offering these obeisances, then the sound of their helmets as they're touching sounds like the Vedas. Let's see what it says in there. It says, all the helmets of the various demigods and Brahmas shone brightly in the assembly. And when the helmets struck one another, as the demigods offered obeisances, the helmets seemed to make a great sound of prayer. So as they're all, offering their obeisances, the clanging of those helmets are resounding like prayers. And Brahma is overwhelmed. And he's just, obviously becomes very, 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 very humbled by this. And the Brahmas asked, what would you like, my Lord? And he said, no, I just wanted to see all of you at once. Each one of the Brahmas felt that the Krishna was just talking to them there. They were in his universe. They were the ones he thought that, and this reminds me of how even in, when Srila Prabhupada's there and there's so many devotees, and each of the devotees not feels, but knows that Srila Prabhupada is talking directly to them. How the Guru, as a representative of Krishna, can enter and read the heart of a devotee and directly of the disciple and directly speak to them. So just like this, each of the Brahmas felt that the Lord was, what would you like? Oh no, I just wanted to see you all. And then Krishna inquires, is everything fine? And he says, Lord Krishna says, there's nothing especially required of you. I only wanted to see you all together at one time. I offer my blessings to you. Don't be afraid of the demons. And they all replied, by your mercy, everything is all right. There are no disturbances at present, for by appearing on the earth, you have vanquished everything inauspicious. And so, as each Brahma saw Krishna, each thought that Krishna was only within his universe. After this incident, Krishna wished all the Brahmas farewell, and after offering respects to him, they returned to their respective universes. Upon seeing this, the four-headed Brahma at once fell down at the feet of Krishna and said, what I thought about you before was all nonsense. People may say they know you perfectly, but as far as I am concerned, I cannot begin to conceive how great you are. You are beyond my understanding. So, like I said, I'm in very good company. I don't feel bad at all that I don't understand. I will just be awed and enamored and blessed by the opulences of Krishna, and to see how he is manifest in so many ways in the material and spiritual world, right? And Krishna explains that this universe is 4,000 million miles across. This particular universe is only 4,000 million miles across, but there are many millions and billions of universes which are far, far greater than this one. Some of these are many trillions of miles across, and all of these universes require strong Brahmas with many more than 4 heads. This material creation is only 1/4 of my creative potency. 3/4 is in the spiritual kingdom. So, as we can see, this is, and we are, as Priti Vilasini explained the other day, all these Brahmandas, right, in which Brahma is the secondary creator. And then we are within all those planetary, all those for the upper and lower planets, upper, middle, and lower. We're in the middle. We're on this bhumi, in this one planet, in this one continent, in this one country, in this little village, in their town, whatever, in this one little house. We're not even a pinprick. I mean, we are. So this gives us the understanding of the immenseness of Krishna's creation. So finally, the last part of this, which I wanted to read, and you guys can read along with me since I put it in there. But this is I want to say the icing on the cake, because as we were speaking before, we were talking about the greatness of Krishna, and then because Gauranga Darshan Prabhu said, to appreciate the sweetness of Krishna, we first come to the greatness of Krishna. Kirtida Sundari Mataji gave us that beautiful analogy, which is my go-to because I love this analogy. She was explained about how we may understand, let's say one time that a cleaner, janitor is cleaning the office building of this huge company, the CEO of this huge company. He's, cleaning all the, mopping the floor or whatever. And then the CEO from the company comes down and says, oh, hey, how are you doing? What's your name? And asks him, and talks to him and tells him. And this man, realizing that this is the CEO of this company, is like, oh my God, he's the CEO of this huge company. He's got so many employees underneath him. He makes so much money. He's got so many houses and this and that. And he has come to speak to me. And there's a certain feeling that comes in your heart when you realize that somebody with such immense power and strength would come down to my level and just be here and be with me. That is the sweetness of Krishna, because he is the supreme power. He is I mean, I can't even think of words to describe what he is, right? Yet he has come here on this planet in order to bring us back home. He's put all these things in place. As Gauranga Darshan Prabhu says, all of these things are put in place, this material world. What did he say? He said, the creation, the frustration, the acharyas, the scriptures, and nama. I think he said nama, and I'm trying to think if that's what it was or if it was devotees. But either way, all these things are put in place for us to come back to him. So the icing on the cake is this line, is this paragraph in here. Among Krishna's innumerable pastimes, however, the most important are his human-like activities, frolicking in Vrindavana, dancing with the gopis, playing with the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and playing in Mathura and Dwarka. And his most important pastimes in the human form are those in which he appears as a cowherd boy, a newly grown youth who plays a flute, just a partial manifestation of his pastimes in Goloka. In Gokula, Mathura, and Dvaravati or Dwarka can overflood the whole universe with the love of Godhead. Everyone can be attracted by the beautiful qualities of Krishna. And finally, the manifestation of Krishna's internal potency, Yogamaya, is not exhibited in the part of the kingdom of God and comprising the Vaikuntha planets. But Krishna does exhibit that internal potency within the universe when he descends from his personal abode out of his inconceivable mercy. Krishna is so wonderful and attractive that he himself becomes attracted by his own beauty. And this is proof that he is full of all inconceivable potencies. As far as the ornaments decorating Krishna's body are concerned, it appears that they do not beautify him, but that they themselves become beautiful simply by being on his body. Always standing. And this is the meditation we have. This is a meditation we should keep in our mind. Every time we think about the immenseness of Krishna's creation and his manifestation, understand that this is the form that he comes to us with in order to attract us. Always standing in a three-curved way, he attracts all living entities, including the demigods. Indeed, he even attracts the Narayana form who presides in every Vaikuntha planet. So this is the sweet Krishna that because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, because of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, we have been given this opportunity to understand the greatness of Krishna in order that we may appreciate and draw close to our hearts the sweetness of this Krishna, Jivanga, Shyama Sundar, who is waiting there, waiting for us, looking for us to look at him. So let's take that chance. Let's take that dive. Let's turn away from Maya and look at Krishna. So thank you very much. That's all I have for you today. As I would like to ask, please, if there's anything that I have spoken that is relevant or has somehow been, is from our Guru Maharaj, Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj, all of our Guru Vargas, all of the Vaishnavas on this call who have given classes and have given me so many tidbits that I can apply in my life. And if there are any mistakes, please, anybody, anybody else who has read much more than me and who understands much more than me or would like to add anything, please do. But my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. There it is. Thank you, guys. Hare Krishna. Okay, you guys, and I'm going to tell you this. You guys got to turn on your cameras at some point, okay, just so I can see you. I'm telling you, I'm a very personal person here. I feel like I'm alone in the dark. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari mataji. What a fabulous class. It was so nice. You quickly summarized the entire chapter and highlighted on all the points and the beautiful realization. one thing that really I liked is when you were talking about Krishna was playing in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, right? You said that. And it is so true. It is so true. He was really playing there, right?
Exactly.
Really sweet, Mataji, because it's his opulence. Like, he doesn't have to, be a charioteer or doesn't have to fight in the battlefield. He just has to play in the battlefield. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Such a wonderful treat.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Mataji. Such a beautiful, beautiful class. And hope you can see me.
No, I can't see you. Where are you? Wait a minute. Okay, because it's not okay. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, there you. Okay, wait, I'm gonna actually. Let me just. Can I stop sharing this? I can stop sharing. Yeah, I don't need to share.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Now I can see you guys. Okay, excellent.
See, you forced even Preeti Vilasni also to come on video while driving.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, you can take off video. I see you.
Thank you, Mataji. It was such a sweet class. And I really like the point that you said that if some point of time we think that we know Krishna, well, it's the time to rethink, because we cannot know Krishna, it's impossible. His its energies and he himself, it's so inconceivable to know Krishna. And that's so true. But also the point that if, like my Guru Maharaj always used to say, that having a relationship with Krishna, right? Somebody can have a relationship of Sakhya, but Sakhya relationship is always between the equals. So any one of you think that you are equal to Krishna? Nobody is equal. Okay, forget about Sakhya. What about parental? You have to be subservient to Krishna, because Krishna has to be subservient to you.
Yeah.
Now, who can in the assembly think that they are greater than Krishna? No one. So all these relationships we cannot develop with Krishna on our own. But if Krishna wants, he can come down, come to our level and have a relationship of as a child, as a friend, as a lover. If Krishna wants, he can do it. So I really like that point that you said that, yes, when janitor is cleaning and if CEO of the company comes and lends its hand, then the janitor feels that, yes, the CEO of the company himself has come. But otherwise, it's very difficult for the CEO of the company to know each and every person in the company, especially the janitors. So that was really wonderful, Mataji. And thank you for that Brahma Vimona Leela pastime. And then how Brahma visiting Dwarka and saying, which Brahma? I am the only Brahma that exists. That was so wonderful. Even we have that ego, like who, like people don't recognize me. Well, I am the only one. But thank you, Mataji. It was a fabulous class. Wonderful. And thank you. And taking up in such a short notice. We know that we didn't give you enough time to prepare.
No, well, let me tell you. I was telling Preeti Vilasni yesterday. Krishna, see, like I said, because I said I was afraid of it, he makes you makes you jump right in. And since he knows that I'm a procrastinator, he said, you don't need more than 2 days because, a day and a half, because you don't do it anyways. and I said, okay, now I'll study. But now he made me study.
Yeah.
So it's all, like I said, everything works for our good. Krishna tries in many, many ways to get us as close to him as possible.
Yes, true.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari. Very nice class. Very. Thank you so much. Very deep explanation, and I was writing it down because I'm not at that level. I don't, but I could understood a little bit today. This is the first step for me, so I wrote it down. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Are you not going to turn your camera on, Dhanavati?
I did for a minute.
Okay. No, come on when you talk. He's like,
all right. Yes.
From San Diego. She's Dhanavati's the one that comes on book distribution with me. She is like a powerhouse. She's the fire that lights on me. Goes, come on, let's go. So thank you, Dhanavati.
Thank you. She taught yoga for kids, right, Mataji, one day?
Yes, she does yoga for kids. Yes.
Yeah, yes. Because one day we wanted for this summer camp. So she came and she taught us.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mataji.
my pleasure. Anytime if you ever want me to teach, I would be happy, more than happy to teach anytime on Zoom. Well,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dadavari.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Nice to meet you, Phanesvari Laxmi mataji.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
I
Hare Krishna.
just came to know and switched on, and then I saw you giving last part of the class. Sorry, I missed the most of it. But next time, hopefully, if you give some time ahead, you can watch. But thank you. It was really nice, beautiful nectar in the morning. Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my obeisance. Mataji, such a sweet, I was just trying to read it before you gave the class so that I understand what you're saying. And it was so wonderful. You are so beautifully, you have, got the entire chapter within the 30-35 minutes. It's so wonderful. And when you were saying in the beginning that those Leela, Dhruva Charitra and Prahlad Charitra is there, but we also need the philosophy. And I was thinking of this shloka from Caitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta Boliya Chitte na karo alas, yaha huite Krishna lage sudrira manas. Never shy away from the philosophy, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, because that's what will make our conviction in Krishna strong. Yes. And I need to go back and see. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said it, but to whom I need to look back. So, yeah.
Very nice. Please share that on the group once you find it. So that's a very nice verse. Thank you.
Actually, this verse is spoken by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami before he starts the philosophy of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Ah, okay. So we get it right where we need it from.
Adi Leela Shlok number 117, but which chapter? I think chapter 4. I will check and give you, Mataji. Yeah. So I was thinking of that. I know it's so wonderful that philosophy, once the philosophy will get us hooked on to, to know more and more. Like for me, I don't understand anything, but still it is so wonderful to know that how much we don't know Krishna. And even my hope was if you are innocent, then I was asking, am I innocent? Because I don't think.
I'm hoping because I actually looked up the word innocent to see what it said. And it said, who has not committed offense. I said, okay, as far as I know, I have not at least knowingly committed offense. Krishna, if I have done it, please forgive me, So
I was, but at the same, and I was on the saying on Brahmaji couldn't understand. And I have heard from classes that, Brahmaji's body is made of only intelligence. So he's made of only we are made, I am made of, or we are made of so many things, and intelligence is a part of it, but Brahmaji is completely made of intelligence. His body is. If he cannot understand, where is the scope for me to understand? Yeah. But it's so wonderful. And the last thing, I was just wondering what could have been the second question for Brahmaji that he had come that
it wasn't in there. I was wondering the same thing. What he said, I'll tell you later. And I kept looking, what was you going to ask him? Maybe he forgot. I don't know. I
forgot in the awe and reverence for Krishna, but I wish we could have known the second question that Brahmaji had, or what he mainly came,
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mataji, for this class, and very, very, the pictures and everything that you picked up. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. I don't know if there's any questions in the chat. Other questions that
Krishna Phanesvari Mataji, Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Mataji, your presentation is touch to heart, Mataji. Hari Gauranga, please give your association regularly. Jai Jai Nityananda, Jai Jai Gauranga.
Jai, thank you. And the Gopta Mataji, thank you so much. You didn't turn your camera on. Usually you turn your camera on.
Yeah.
Are you somewhere you can't? That's okay.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Mataji. This is Anita here. So
Hare
it was
Krishna.
a wonderful session. Though I joined late, I just saw some 2-3 slides of yours. It was wonderful. So I would go back and see the YouTube video and just relish your class, as all are saying. So I just I'm so lucky to have your blessed, not lucky, blessed to have your association. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Krishna, like I said, is very kind, gives us association of devotees in order for us to strengthen our bonds of love to each other and also our bonds of love to him. Thank you.
The verse is posted, Mataji. Avinandana Mataji posted it.
Okay, good.
It's CC Adi Leela, 2nd chapter, 117.
So let's just look at it really quick. So translation, Siddhanta Baliya Chitte na Karad Alasa, Iha Haite Krishna Lage Sudurda Manasa. A sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them controversial, for such discussions strengthen the mind. Thus, one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Laxmi mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji. Nice to see you and such a beautiful class. Thank you so much, Mataji. You said that you are thinking this subject is very hard and you cannot even understand, but Krishna put you there. So Krishna always try to put us in the place where we say no, I don't want this.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't want this. Okay, come. You will be sitting there. So, and also Krishna did not give you much time to prepare also, see, but still you did very nicely. So Krishna wanted to show you, Mataji, that you know everything. You're just scared the subject matter. But such a beautiful class, Mataji, with a short notice, you did such a nice class. And whenever you are on the screen, it is so nice to see you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for such a beautiful class.
All glory to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.
And beautiful PPT, Mataji. Where did you got the time to do PPT and all? You are so busy at home.
I was spending Ekadasi very much meditating upon teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It's always good.
People, yes. See, everything. So fortunate you are, Mataji. So fortunate. Hare Krishna, is there anybody having any questions? Okay. There are only the
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very beautiful class, Mataji. It was expected from you, actually. I was like, let's listen to Phanesvari Mataji class. She is always so enthusiastic. So yeah, no, you showed it. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Your level of understanding is so high, Mataji. It's it's amazing. Yeah, I wish I can learn more and more from all of you guys. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. All glory to Prabhupada. All Guru Maharaj's mercy only.
Yes. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Phanesvari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. The class was so good, Mataji. Actually, I like the point where you mentioned example of Srila Prabhupada knowing all the disciples' questions and answering them. Even I felt with my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Even though without asking, he answers our questions. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Please give your association regularly, Mataji. Take more classes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. All glory to Prabhupada. Okay, I think that's it.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, I'm not on video. Actually, I'm so sorry, Mataji. I couldn't listen to your class, but I want to go back and listen after hearing everybody's comments. I'm sure it would be as awesome as you are, Mataji.
Awesome. No, it's a big word.
Thank you so much for your kind association, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Mataji, I'll quickly read the comments, Mataji. So Laltangi Mataji is saying, thank you for your association. And Raj Prabhu is saying, you're like Sanatan Dharma Prabhu. You want everybody to be on camera. He's like, just on camera. And Laltangi Mataji is also saying that it's wonderful class. And Shivani Mataji is saying that, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for a wonderful class. And you are a great association. Hari Bol. Yeah, Raj Prabhu is saying thank you. And then here Parima Mataji was saying that wonderful class, the analogy of CEO, wonderfully explained. Thank you so much. Dandavat pranams to you, Mataji. Niharika Mataji is saying thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol. Yes, Mataji, these are the comments.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if there are no more questions or realizations, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Mataji and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo ananta koti Vaishnavrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Her Grace Phanesvari Laxmi mataji ki jai.
Thanks of Lord Chaitanya ki jai.
Rupa Mataji's comment that she's saying your smile brings the positive energy. Yes, yes, Mataji. So true, Lakshmi Mataji. Appearance brings everybody happy. You know, whenever she's on the camera, it's like blessing for me especially. Thank you.